कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative. Okay guys, it's time for Cyrus Says, of course, and as you get into whatever it is, Cyrus Says, cock and bull, or both of the above, I'm, as I mentioned many times, not here, I'm somewhere else. I'm actually in Barcelona at the moment, and I have found something very interesting that they do have, and I was worried about this because I eat my eggs every morning and I eat them with this. An ingredient which I was worried about was not there in Espanol. Well, it is there, and it's called tabasco, and it's also called tabasco there, so it was easy to get. So I'm very glad to tell you I've had tabasco. Only problem with that is you've got to be careful how much tabasco you, because I asked someone to serve it to me, and then I felt bad because the guy was standing, let's call him Juan Carlos, he was standing and watching me. So then I poured the tabasco, and tabasco you normally just put a little bit of it, right? And I poured like ketchup style tabasco, which is lots, a whole pool of it. And then I felt really bad that, I now have to have it because he's looking at me. I don't want to waste it because I don't know what they think, in pandemics and people going through whatever. Spain had a recession of sorts and they're coming out of it. So I wanted to do the right thing as a guest. So I ate all the tabasco. And that's like a whole, ketchup full, palm full of it. Got to the end of the story. I spent a lot of time alone in a small room in the hotel because Tabasco causes all kinds of, how should I put it, digestive issues. Speaking of digestive issues, coming now is something you won't be able to digest. Cyrus Says without Cyrus. Oh, it's better, is it?
Hello, welcome to Cyrus Says-ish. Thank you for joining us. Cyrus was wearing the Big Boomer Energy t-shirt.
And what are you wearing today?
Today,
Abbas?
almost all of us, by all of us, I mean the two of us are also wearing merch.
I also got mine.
And
Three of us.
one is draping. Two are wearing, one is draping.
It's a bib now for my coffee.
We are.
All are sellouts. I'm telling you, you're sellouts.
We're getting.
You
high.
wait, Siddharth, you wait. The day we can figure out how to send these across to the US, you are getting one as well.
Put this t-shirt on you. We'll get you to merchandise, sponsor yourself.
Correct.
Oh, Jesus.
We are getting high on our own supply.
I'm wearing the I pet dogs for cardio t-shirt.
But you're a
which
cat
I do.
person.
And I have heart problems, so I do need cardio a lot, guys.
You have
And-
lost weight though. I've
have?
noticed, in the last couple of months.
Yeah, I have. Yes, that I have.
Why this tone of surprise then? If you are going to admit it after 2 seconds.
I know. I was
It's like, I have? I have.
I like to hear people say, reiterate it to
Yeah.
themselves also.
I did this very same
way.
thing in the podcast, so I'm guilty of it. It's one of those things you want people to say
Correct,
to you,
correct.
Joining us today is, of course, Navin Noronha and Siddharth Deshmukh, who's joining us from Pune. Hi, Siddharth.
Hey, what's up?
Doing the most Deshmukh thing ever. Joining us from Pune.
What's up?
Before we start, would you guys like to plug your little shows that you have on our network so that people know that
nothing.
you also have shows? Siddharth, your show is called Smarter with Sid. Before we move on,
Yeah.
just 2 lines about your show.
I think Smarter with Sid is where I try to become smarter. By 1% every single time I try to learn a new fact, and I just share it with people. And the idea is, the rate of compounding will make sure that we are all a little smarter by the end of the year. That is the hope. It comes out every Tuesday and Thursday. And
Is that what
it's,
ROC means? Rate of
what?
compounding? Is it? Rate of compounding
Yeah.
is what ROC is? Oh shit.
Even I didn't know that.
I always thought it was region of convergence.
I
I
did not
live with that. No, engineers will know this. It's region of convergence for us.
I had no idea, by the way. I am smarter now.
By 0.01%.
By 0.01%. Yeah, but it's less than 10 minutes long, and we'll be happy if you guys check it out.
It's snacky. It's snacky
Yeah,
and
very unlike Cyrus
Yeah,
Says,
very much so.
where we blabber for more than an hour.
yeah.
Navin, you've had shows on the
I
network.
had Q violence. No, I had keeping it quick. And Vartalab is coming back, you guys. It's coming back. We're recording right
we
now.
can officially announce it.
Yeah.
We're announcing it. We're on the
Announcing it.
IVM. Yeah. We came back crawling.
Akash and Navin were on together on Cyrus at
Oh,
some
right.
point.
And
when
we
they
made his announcement. Yeah. Keep
So,
up,
yeah.
Abbas.
No, Abbas wasn't back yet.
Yeah, but
Vartalab will be
Yeah.
back soon.
yeah.
Just like Abbas
yeah.
is at IVM.
True.
What goes around comes around.
Basically, man.
So-
Wait, did you ever produce Vartalab, Abbas?
No,
I don't
Oh, you're
think
the
so.
producer?
No.
Did
Okay.
I sit in? I have never sat in for an episode also.
No.
Sad face.
Now's your chance. Now you have the big boomer energy T-shirt, and
Bro.
your TTs are enticing today.
Yeah, I
We
have
might
to
consider.
tell the viewers and the listeners that I'm wearing Antariksh's jacket over my T-shirt because my nipples were poking out of this.
Wait, are you
version.
are you saying that the fit of our own merch is bad?
No,
That's
my
not gonna
my
sell it
body
more.
is wrong.
Oh, your body is
I'm
perfect.
telling
That's
you.
right. Don't buy a Abbas's body,
Abbas,
guys.
It's
It's
the
a T-shirt
BMW
problem.
body
It's a
made
T-shirt
wrong.
problem.
Yeah.
So, but that does happen, like not talking about our merch, but the shopping does become a problem if you're like, I think XXL or larger, because Indian hips are very broad. So like even shirts that fit on the body properly, on the hips, it will be very tight for me. That is a very usual problem.
It's all the ghee, man. It's all the
Professional
ghee.
weight losser Antariksh.
Yes.
Tucker.
Yeah, Siddharth, you
Siddharth,
were saying.
you were saying something?
I don't know. How does Antariksh know that Indian hips are large? I have no idea.
Broad.
Speaking
How do
from
you know?
personal experience of myself,
You know what they
Those are
say?
your
The
hips.
Gedi Marna and all
Yes.
that. Antariksh does
Those are
that in
my hips.
Powai. He goes around
Yeah.
the Hiranandani circle,
measuring people's hips.
measuring people's hips, and they're like, they don't lie.
Hey!
all
This one
the
doesn't
yeah.
fit.
But it's all the
Right.
ghee. I'm telling you guys, it's all like the carbs and the ghee coagulate in the buttocks in our.
Why are you saying ghee wrong? It's not ghee.
That's just how
Sorry,
Navin
I'm
speaks.
messing with you, man.
Have you not heard my joke? The ghee rice now, like gay rights now.
Oh.
Fuck you, Antariksh.
By the way, just like all these episodes where Cyrus has been away, he may or may not be joining us today. We don't know. But do stick around till the break. After the break, we'll be catching up with Cyrus and seeing what he's been doing around in Spain.
Well, Kunal is there also.
Kunal is
Yeah,
there
Kunal is
also,
there,
yes.
of course.
Featured on this episode, on one of the episodes also.
Do you think Kunal just travels with Cyrus because Cyrus needs someone to make fun of at all times?
Or just
like
like
someone.
there's sometimes
Anyone needs to
too
be
much
there.
baggage to carry and there's no one.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding. Well, both of them are not here. Who's going to
Yeah,
feel bad?
correct. That's true.
And not like
Yeah.
Cyrus listens to his own podcast.
Cyrus no way listens to. I like 2 days back or 3 days back, I revealed that I have a girlfriend on the podcast,
Oh, wow.
and look, I was
Humble brag.
I was
this you
comfortable
told-
sharing that.
You told this to
because-
us before also.
Yeah. No, but I was comfortable sharing that because Cyrus wasn't on the episode.
Oh, okay.
Because I know he will incessantly just talk about that for the remainder of my
I mean, he's
relationship.
coming back. It's not like he's gone for
Yeah, but nobody will tell him.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. Nobody
It'll
cares.
be Cyrus used to
Yeah.
say.
Should we get
Cyrus.
into the topic, guys?
Okay, already? Yes.
Oh shit, this is a record time. I do not.
We
People have
haven't-
accused
we
me of
haven't-
not keeping on topic
Yeah.
and I won't let you all.
Getting the topics with a vengeance.
Hey,
Yeah.
but I want to ask before we get on the topics. Did you all watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi finale?
Yes.
The
We
much
did.
awaited?
Siddharth, do you have any idea about what we're talking about?
No fucking clue.
Were you ever into Star Wars though, Siddharth?
I didn't like it
Ooh.
as much
like
as
it. Oh.
Star Trek. I'm a
Abbas
Star
is
Trek
heartbroken
person,
right
not
now.
Oh shit, he's gonna say that, he's gonna say that thing. Oh my god, he's a Trekkie. Oh god. Oh shit.
Are you a
No,
Star Trek fan, Siddharth?
Kind of. So
Okay.
I'm probably not that much. I like Asimov, and I like
Yeah,
the stuff that
Asimov
he
is
writes.
amazing, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you think
But-
Star Wars
but
was too
not-
childish as compared to the hardcore science fiction?
yeah. I just didn't get the point.
Yeah, basically, like, a lot of Star Wars is borrowed from like
True.
Dune, right? So it's
Dune,
like
yes.
basically just him, like, oh, Dune sea, and then like they have the Force,
Right.
which is the same thing that they have in the book. But
It's
what
okay.
happened with
Look,
Star? Yeah, it's
again.
palatable. Yeah, it's what like Avengers does for like a lot of people now. Is what it used to do back
Yeah.
then, like make space
Exactly.
operas like
Yeah.
accessible.
And the Star
yeah.
Wars TV shows right now are following the Marvel TV shows model because that
Yeah,
worked for Disney,
yeah.
and like Disney like, okay, let's do the same thing for Star Wars. And
It's
that's
just
what
like
we're
they're trying so hard to be like, oh shit, this is what happened in chapter 4, so we have to
Right.
leave them here.
Yeah.
So he has
No.
to say Darth somehow,
doing. Yeah,
you know.
correct. Hello there. That was the end. Of the
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. But
No,
Siddharth,
but
you
sorry,
can-
I don't want to rain on your parade. Please continue and tell me what.
Now did you just say parade because I'm gay? Wow, sorry. you think,
Not intended.
but you can rain on me like Gaga did.
Okay.
That's the reference to Lady Gaga. I'm sorry.
Sure.
But no, Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is why we're bad at doing this.
I really liked the final episode because again, like I will say that I'm a much more casual fan as compared to someone like Abbas. And man, the coolest moments for me were the fight between Obi-Wan. Okay, spoiler alert. The fight between Obi-Wan and
Not a
Darth.
I
spoiler.
don't care.
Obi-Wan and Darth was epic. The Force powers on display haven't been seen with this much like intensity.
They haven't been this forceful.
They haven't exactly. Yeah, I don't want to use that word.
Force is Sasuke.
Yeah. This is like force is like it will actually hurt. Early, pehle it used to be like धीरे-धीरे जा रहे हैं, उड़ के. It's like levitation. It's no longer levitation. This is like you're pushing and pulling and.
Rogue One changed the game for everyone, like in terms of what force can actually be a display of. Yeah. With Darth Vader just.
But actually, it comes from the Star Wars video games, like Force Unleashed and all. Some of them, the force powers on display in those games is what is being copied now. Like the scene in the previous episode where Darth Vader
with I'm a casual fan.
Like, if you
so
play,
that's the thing. That's what I do, right?
Deep cut.
I become a major nerd about things that I really enjoy. So like Mandalorian got me back into Star Wars right now.
Yeah.
And like Mandalorian like really got me hooked. Where I'm just following endless YouTube channels that talk about lore, Star Wars lore and all that. I'm just really into that right now. I'm watching The Bad Batch, which is an anime
Bad
show.
Batch is also good.
Great.
Yeah. Clone Wars also.
Yeah, Clone Wars. I've seen all of that. So yeah, like.
Just last week I was thinking about like how it's Gendika also. There's a movie. And
yes, I saw that. I didn't know that what it was, but I'd already seen it and I saw it again and again. Fantastic.
Yeah. So spoiler alert for Obi-Wan Kenobi Finale. If you haven't watched it already, why not? I mean, Hotstar is there. Miss Marvel is also playing right now on Hotstar.
Oh, Miss Marvel, please watch.
And also Multiverse of Madness also dropped yesterday. So it's like right now if you haven't got Hotstar, they're dropping good shit, man. And they have HBO also. So they have Irma Web also, which is getting some good
beautiful
rap.
show. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the episode though? Finale.
I thought it was okay. I thought it had its moments. One moment in particular where, again, without going into spoilers, one particular character who turns into a villain, we see the conflict in his soul much more clearly in this episode. Sure. But I thought you leave the central character of Obi-Wan exactly where you did in the third movie, which came out 19 years ago. So,
but that's what they need to do, though. Right?
Yeah, it's like he just goes little away in the desert.
So like after, let's say, if
Siddharth's still here. Siddharth, you can go for a coffee break.
Every time it gets renewed for a season, every time the show gets renewed for a season, they have to leave
I'm looking
Obi-Wan
with amazement and new respect for all of you.
That so much time is spent by these dumbass nerds.
No, it's amazing.
All of this.
No. It's pretty cool.
Siddharth right now is in a city far, far away.
Not that far away also.
Okay.
Yeah.
What worked for me was that fact that like they did not. I was very nervous when the trailer came out. That is going to be again Luke, Tatooine. He's like protecting or whatever.
Dude, I'm tired of
and then
Tatooine,
they went entirely the different way, and they went to Alderaan, and then they did the whole Leia thing. And I was like, thank God, because we never get Leia so much in the pop culture.
I think we got too much of her.
This time, that's what I'm saying. My joy was that.
I got Leia last week.
This is the last episode going back to Luke, and that was it, because it like 6 episodes just came and went for me, and nothing impacted me like it should have, like there are moments in Mandalorian, even Boba Fett for that matter, where I'm like oh shit, those two swine looking guys from Jabba's lair are here, even if they're like some random guys. It's just like it's the excitement that bring that nostalgia factor, right? But here they're like doing nostalgia for the sake of nostalgia. As like the prequels did, it kind of fell back in that same track for me. But otherwise enjoyable. As you said, the last fight between Obi-Wan Kenobi and his former Padawan, was something that we're building up to nicely, because of that mid. Correct. And
the Qui-Gon thing in the end was like too little, too late.
Spoiler alert! That is a spoiler. But anyway,
man, like,
overall, watch it if you're a Star Wars fan. If not, like Siddharth, do not bother.
Otherwise, if there's one show that you should watch from the Star Wars universe, I would say is The Mandalorian, hands down.
Yeah. And people have watched.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
Yeah,
seriously.
actually, that's a show you can try, Siddharth.
So Mandalorian, Siddharth is like the old westerns. Yeah, it's like it's all like there's a gunslinger, and then there's bad guys. He has side missions, and there's a baby Yoda. That's all you have to know. Yeah, everybody jizzes over the baby Yoda.
All right,
let's talk about the saga that's going on in the state right now.
Oh man,
the Maharashtra government may fall by the end of this week,
or June fall.
So a lot of drama, basically,
a lot of drama going on.
So what I understand is that it started because some 35 to 40 ministers have deflected in the way that first there were some assembly elections happening, okay, and immediately after the elections took place, these guys just vanished, where they couldn't be reached by any party members, by Shiv Sena members. They weren't able to be contacted in any means. Turns out they were all in Surat, which is in a BJP led state, Gujarat, and so that was the news. That is what informed the people that okay, these guys seem like they're defecting.
Right.
Since then, they have moved from Surat, because they say that we can't be in Gujarat because it's still closer to Maharashtra.
Right.
So
let's fly them to a flooded state.
Yeah, so they went to Assam. They're right now in Guwahati. Some 40 of them holed up in a hotel, and they keep saying hold up in a hotel. Like they are like, trying not to get assassinated.
It reminds me of the scene from Nayak, where the raid happens and there are like 4 of them in the toilet. and one of them is like, "Maine yahan pe hagne aaya tha."
Yes.
The whole drama that's playing out was like on Twitter. They meko nahi bulaya. All of that is happening. It is so funny.
A lot of that. And since then, Uddhav Thackeray has left the government-provided accommodation or residence and gone back to the Thackeray family.
When he was moving out with his briefcase and all of that, it just looked like, in Marathi they say, "Nahi, maza bat ball, me captain hai na."
मी जातो.
Absolutely.
तुम्ही कशा खेळणार माझ्या विना?
I have a question though. Didn't he test positive for COVID like day before yesterday?
That too.
How is he moving around with huge crowds? But then again, he is also the chief minister. I mean,
Like Amsa COVID,
Yeah.
Amsa.
Isn't there an
COVID also defected to the BJP.
He went to Surat first.
Surat. Like, I'm not gonna do this.
Isn't there something called an anti-defection law? Do you know anything about that, Siddharth?
So
I do know that I still have no idea who I voted for. Do you know who I voted for in the last election?
I do not.
Nobody knows.
I know I voted
Nobody.
in my local municipality. I voted for a woman named Joy, and only because her name was Joy. I don't know what party she was from.
This
I
is
don't
the
know what
criteria
platform.
the youth is voting on.
I was like, okay,
You
that's a
make all those
joyful
promises.
name.
Yeah, fancy
I wanted a bit more
names.
joy in my life, and there's no more joy in my life, regardless.
If her name was Mary Jane, forget about it.
Yeah.
Antariksh would be like, all my vote.
Yeah, exactly.
All my vote and all
Yeah.
my goat to you.
No, but seriously, with all those guys switching parties and first, Ajit Pawar connecting with Devendra Fadnavis and moving back, and so it has to come and bite you in the ass sometimes.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
I still feel that I should be suing people because whichever party I voted for, I did not get what I want.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's
So
whichever
that's
party I
also
voted
the
for.
turmoil that is happening in the BJP. They are saying this is happening. These people are defecting because of the coalition that they formed right now in Maharashtra with the Congress. Because historically, the BJP has been at loggerheads with the Congress because they have been more aligned through Hindutva and what have you with the BJP. Right. So they're like, these ministers are saying we want to go back to the BJP. We want to get the BJP back in power in Maharashtra, which they can do if they get enough support of Shiv Sena ministers leaving the Shiv Sena and joining the BJP. So
That was the only thing holding the Maharashtrian politics bridge at bay in a way, right?
Absolutely.
Despite their leaning towards Hindutva, they've always been more towards. There was never the case where like a mosque is being attacked over here, or it's never the case like that where like fucking buildings are being razed or whatever. Under Shiv Sena, say whatever you want. Or
that does not happen.
Whatever. That has not happened, and this is where now we should all worry in Bombay also.
Yeah.
Dude, exactly. Because right now it's looking like it's very possible that in the next month or two or what have you, we have a BJP government because they have the seats that they need. If the coalition breaks, they'll be the ones in power. It's what it turns out. Yeah.
It's just depressing.
Bizarre. It is quite
depressing.
Yes. I mean, we try so hard and get so far to
find
keep the BJP.
people named Joy and vote for them.
And nothing happens. Damn it all.
Well, we'll see what happens on.
That reminds
in the
me when
next
my
24
sister's election certificate first came, the ID card, and her name is Vilma, okay, and pretty fair, straightforward name, but of course like did not know how to spell Vilma when it came, so it's V and E and L, right?
Yeah, sure.
And her ID shows up, and we are like, who the fuck is Khima Noronha? He just put Khima and a E and they put Khima.
It's not even close.
Yeah,
Vilma and Khima not even
dude,
close.
she's been going to vote for so many years as Khima, dude. And my sister, if you're listening to this, please don't do this.
Have you seen that video of that minister who comes out of he's just voted, okay, and he's trying to show everyone that he's voted, but he forgets what finger the vote is on. So looking at into the camera, he just has his middle finger up into the camera and he's walking towards the camera, and then someone must have off camera told him, hey, you're putting a middle finger, because he looks at the camera like, oh, and he does this. And then he continues walking wherever he's walking.
Nice.
It's
that's a democracy right there.
Yes. Weird as hell, man. Okay, let's get to another topic.
Something not depressing, please.
Yeah. Okay, this is actually a very nice topic. Labradors are seeing a major uptick. The demand for Labrador puppies is seeing a major uptick in Mangalore because of the recent Kannada movie called 777 Charlie.
Oh yeah, I have seen the posters all around.
Yeah,
it's a killer movie apparently.
That's what everyone's saying. That it's
But this tends to happen. I remember after Black Panther became a big hit.
Black Panthers want.
People wanted to adopt
Black
black
people
cats.
wanted.
People wanted to adopt black
Everybody wanted
cats.
to put that
No, that would be a crime.
Yeah, that would be a
But
crime.
people wanted black kittens and black cats.
I have one
So,
already.
I don't know.
Don't talk about your boyfriend that way.
I'm happy that they want animals in their lives, but yeah, they just like a
That's always
trend,
the case. Yeah,
like a fad, it'll fade away, and then what happens? to
Labradors are the
animal?
Kate Bush of the animals right now.
But
somebody is,
deep reference.
yeah, somebody like Kate Bush is going to eat very nicely this year because two of her songs.
Here's an interesting story, right? So
Yes.
in London, there's a student of mine who came in and joined Amazon. He got his dog along with him with a lot of hassles and all. He actually got his dog along with him. The dog was a Gauti, a Gauti
Right.
or a mongrel or whatever you want to call it.
I did not see that coming at all.
A Gauti Kutra.
That dog upgraded in life,
Yeah, so that dog upgraded. Not just that, but people in the UK have started asking him what breed is that. So
Yeah.
he is actually saying, this is a Gauti dog. so people are genuinely, so where can I get a Gauti dog and shit like that. The
Yeah.
only thing bad I feel about this whole thing is the fact that people will now start producing Labradors under dubious
Rapidly.
circumstances.
Yes, that's exactly.
Same with the Hutch dog, right? Like with the
the orange
pugs.
huts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bulldogs, yeah.
So exactly, that's a major concern because the demand will keep rising, right? Firstly, that will mean that other dogs are not getting adopted who could get adopted. Okay, and it could also mean that once the supply or what have you of Labradors runs out in Mangalore, they will have to be transported, and they are inevitably transported in very inhumane ways. So that's a major concern also.
Do you think people wanted to adopt elephants after Hathi Mere Sathi became a big
It's
hit?
possible. It's very possible. Like definitely.
Sorry, that bombed really bad.
But but like I imagine that happens with any popular movie. Like Marley and Me ke baad, if Marley and Me the movie had been popular, then again,
Everybody wanted
Labradors.
Owen Wilson in the house.
Owen Wilson.
Wow.
And
No,
Jennifer
but
Aniston.
fucking Marley and Me fucking wrecked me, dude. I know that movie's going to have that sad ending.
Yeah, of course.
It's like because, anyways, dog movies. I don't know if you've seen Balto. There was
I've seen
Bolt. Bolt. I just missed two entire syllables. Abbas.
I don't know. Bolt is also a dog
With the John
movie.
Travolta voice,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Balto is about that. It's the same that Togo, something that they made with Willem Dafoe right recently about these Icelandic dogs that have to run so far, and then back in the day when there was no medication and the entire village would rely on these dogs running to deliver medicine and cure for like different kind of diseases.
What's it called again?
Balto, Balto. When I was a kid, I watched it on. It's an animation.
only a dog
these,
movie I remember is Shaggy Dog. Have you guys seen Shaggy Dog with Tim Allen?
What is this?
Correct. He turns into a dog. I remember. It's horrible.
There's one called
It's the
Turner-
first
Turner
furry
and
I
Hooch.
ever saw.
Yeah, correct.
Turner and Hooch,
yes, with Tom Hanks.
What is
Yeah,
Beethoven?
Tom
The whole Beethoven series.
Yes.
Then the
Yeah.
Airbud series.
Guys, we're missing the most legendary dog performance of
Scooby-Doo.
all time. No.
Okay.
Tuffy from Hum Aapke Hain.
Yes,
okay.
of course.
Oh,
But Poms, I have
Hum Aapke
like
Khan
yeah.
is a dog movie.
I mean, the final, what do you call, conclusion
10
of the
minutes.
story.
It depends on
happened
Tuffy.
On Tuffy,
Dude, the dog has his own theme music. Shut up. Nobody else. Even Renuka Shahan doesn't have her own theme music. She has a song, Max, and then she falls. But the dog has that whole paw, 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 and then dog comes. Dude, I love that.
And he was the umpire in the cricket match. In Hum
Yeah,
Aapke Hain.
this is very important.
Jesus.
Very important.
Nobody got out in the cricket match.
No, they did. He
Did
picked
put his
up the
palm out?
out card.
Yeah,
with
but
his
but
mouth.
Pomeranians also had like an uptick after that movie,
That makes
and
sense.
then they were around for a while because Poms
Poms are still around, yeah.
as in like they're also dogs that don't like age as fast as the other dogs.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, and after a while, I'm like, they're not even really that useful. They're just like fluffy little dogs, and they're very aggressive. Just like Chihuahuas, the smaller they are, the very aggressive. They're like, if you go inside one of those houses, they will bite you. One of those,
Correct. Sure.
So yeah,
But because Siddharth mentioned the Gauti dog, I was told about this one story. This is about one of our comedian friends. Actually, one of the comedian friends told me, Navin. So this person wanted to get a dog in Singapore. And I think the plane halted in Bombay and then flew to Singapore. So somehow when it halted in Singapore, the dog escaped. Okay, from the Mumbai airport. Now they have to replace the dog and they can't find it. So they literally caught a street dog and replaced it with a street dog. So in Singapore, this person who's expecting, I don't know, like a German Shepherd or whatever, actually gets a Gauti dog. And he can't do anything because the authorities are like, no.
German Shepherd के बदले गोरेगांव sheep आ गया है.
So yeah, this has also happened, which is quite sad.
That's awesome.
But
Nice.
that dog went to Singapore, dude. Like,
That's
it's like,
true.
you're in cargo one
Yes.
moment, then you're like, oh shit. Nice.
Cool, let's do one more topic and then go into a break. The Agnipath protests that have been happening of late. Baba Ramdev has said that they are useless
Yoga.
protests and the protesters should do yoga.
Yeah.
Well,
He said-
amazing.
He
amazing
said
suggestion.
there can be yoga in politics, but no politics in yoga. He said,
Wow.
what does that
Well,
even
that's-
mean, bro? What are
That's
you
an
talking about?
asana by itself.
Yes, that's it, yeah.
You can't spell
Navin loves
politics.
Baba Ramdev, by the way. It's his favorite person in the world. Baba
It's
Ramdev.
incredible. Baba Ramdev
Yeah.
is the guy to learn from, I'm telling you. Because
Yes.
trust me, he's the guy who started developing the whole concept of a personal brand. So he
That's
built
true.
his own personal
Yeah.
brand through Astha and everything, and then he
Yeah.
created those products, right? So there was a build-up already, and then the product. HUL, Hindustan, didn't know what hit them, man. So from an MBA teaching perspective, I think of Baba Ramdev as this killer dude because his morals and values and all are completely fucked up, and
Right.
whatever he says and all of that. But just think about what he did. Now, as far as this yoga business is concerned, I don't know where to begin. To be honest,
I agree with him. If you're
yeah.
doing yoga, you can't be protesting at the same time. But then,
You
in
can't.
that regard, yeah, you can't do this
you
both.
can do a dharna basically.
Yeah,
It's
actually.
Yeah,
like,
you can. Actually.
it's like sit down and do all these
That is true.
asanas.
That is also true. But so that's what I'm saying. But you could be doing anything, and you wouldn't be protesting. You know, you could be driving your car.
But
and you wouldn't
guys,
be
like I
protesting.
have to confess, like there was like a moment where this yoga day,
Yeah.
of course, like there were a lot of people sharing their yoga bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
fuck off, all of y'all.
Yeah.
And then this video pops up where like this one white dude on a mat is doing all of this. Okay, what Ramdev does, but like much not ugly. You know what I'm saying? something nice to look at. Something decent, like where it's not a fur ball. Just like
Okay.
I can see my cats doing the same thing when they stretch their ass. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
But here, this guy is doing all of this, and since I'm now on the other side of 30, I've been feeling all these things which my body needs to unleash. Okay, like I can feel my ribs in the way of my breathing and shit like
Sure,
that. Okay,
okay.
so these asanas, and I'm saving this video for later. Okay, I found myself going to that route where I'm like, maybe I'll go back to this.
But
and
we all know
consider-
you're not saving it for the yoga, Naveen.
And it's for the
You're
yoga.
saving
That
it-
guy is not my type. I'm
Oh,
just
you're
saying
not-
it's not.
okay,
It's not
okay.
at least like Ramdev.
Okay.
But I'm talking in terms of the benefits. I'm actually considering. All my life I've been like whatever the fuck.
But
You-
I do
you
that.
guys
I do
know.
that. Like exercise videos, maybe not. But so like my watch later list on YouTube is full. I cannot add more watch later videos to my watch later list.
That's your activity.
Yeah. That's the most activity I do. But basically, like because you never go back to your watch later, right?
Yeah.
You'll never go back to this yoga.
I
No,
do.
so sometimes I go back and I'm like, oh, this one's deleted. Oh shit. Watch when now? You know?
Correct.
Yeah, but
Meghnad
Ramdev-
is in the comments.
Hey,
And
Meghnad.
he's having a
Hey,
little
Meghnad.
fun in the chat section. So hi Meghnad. Great to have you. Last word on the yoga thing before we take a break. Yoga karo, but like don't just use it
See,
to justify.
I'm
stupid
not
statements.
see absolutely. If his comment was meant to just not let people be violent at your protest, then I get that. But in itself, it's a very stupid comment. And yeah, that's what I'll say at the end of it.
I think the
And with
messenger
that-
ruins the message.
True.
Yes.
He always shows up like 2 days later after the news coverage is done. Have you
Kind
noticed
of, yeah.
that?
Yes,
Like,
that's
he has
so
this
true.
two horrible scents
Yep.
to give because they're like, oh shit, this flying, someone put the fire to this. It's like, मैं आ गया ना. And just fucking आ गया मैं अपना अग्निवीर. Oh, shit. This whole last week of this Agnipath Kar Shapath bullshit. And then they're crying on the streets. Ke liye, oh, आपको बुरा लगा, मुझे बुरा लगा. Dude, like, what is this protest? It's a joke already.
Yeah.
Because you know the demographic affected by this decision. Now they protest. It's आपको बुरा लगा, हमें बुरा लगा. But everybody else protests for the past 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Nobody does this.
Correct.
So it's all like it's fugazi, as they say. You know.
All right.
Sorry, just quickly, someone has asked me if I have a YouTube Premium account. Yes, I have a YouTube Premium account, and still the watch later list can get full. It's at like some 2,000 something videos that you can add.
But on a plus
Jesus
side, you can
Christ.
download them
Yeah.
for later. You know.
Sorry.
You can download them for later.
Yeah,
Whichever
but
things,
with that also I
yeah.
don't do. No, like nowadays download though, like I don't at all on YouTube now.
YouTube Premium
yeah.
actually though is very comforting.
It's
Like
the best,
Amazing. It's the best.
It's
Only investment
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually
just the
cherish.
comfort of
That is
not
really-
having to sit through 2 ads before
Yeah.
It's
before
a
a video.
blessing, dude.
In the
is
middle, they did the
wonderful.
whole card thing where you have to keep updating your card every month nonsense,
Right.
and the whole government
Yeah,
advisory
yeah,
came,
yeah.
right? So every account has to be.
Correct.
So 1 month I missed out on my payment, and they were like, now it's not valid.
Right.
So I had to watch ads. I'm like, oh shit,
nightmare. Yeah,
you can't go to take a bath. Like I'm one of those people who bathes with my playlist or whatever, and then
suddenly an ad came in between.
Yeah,
All right, cool. On that note, let's take a break and let's see if Cyrus joins us on the other side of this break. See you later.
Oh, that was great.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
He's wearing
The
a
bullfighter! Are you safe? Mr. Bullfighter, are you fine?
And he's wearing the merch.
Cyrus, you're in Spain without the S.
Can I say something now that
Yes,
I've come
please.
here? I did not get time to dig my nose, which is my hack that I do before the show
Oh my
starts.
god!
Then do it now live.
I noticed you trying to.
mean,
While you were off
I'll do
screen.
it with you. Okay,
But I
Cyrus.
wasn't sure if it's on or not on because I joined and my precious minutes were wasted with the stupid ads that you all play in the middle. Yeah. I don't understand why these ads have become so ferociously important that that's all everybody recalls now.
Yes,
I can't
absolutely.
see everybody properly there because of the size of this screen. So I'll just
Okay,
try
no
and-
problem.
There's
Oh,
me,
no.
Antariksh,
Oh, it doesn't
Navin,
mean-
and Siddharth.
Yeah, but
Siddharth
I
Deshmukh.
can't make it all bigger. How sad. God.
That's okay,
Uh,
Cyrus. We'll
but-
make do.
But
I don't mean that metaphorically. Yeah, Naveen, you're doing very well. Siddharth, you're doing very well in life. I don't mean that. I
Yeah.
just,
No.
I'm just trying to see you.
No worries.
But since,
Where are you
since
today,
we're an-
Cyrus?
Since we're an audio medium and a society based on hierarchy and making people feel small when they're at the bottom of the pyramid, let me just show you. I don't know if you can see the sun. is-
Nice.
Can you see?
Nice.
yeah,
Yes.
oh, beautiful.
Very-
Wow.
Where is this? Where is this? Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Cyrus, so
Classy.
rich, huh?
So classy.
So rich, Cyrus.
So bougie.
Oh, out
Wow.
in Spain and all of
What
this.
is this?
Mud Island.
Yeah.
Less crowded today.
Yes. That's not Roger Binney. That's an actual foreigner. Yeah. Okay, I'll come back into the peace and
Where are you today,
civilization of
Cyrus?
the hotel room, which I share with my son. My wife has thrown me out. So I don't know if you can see. It's all a mess. This is it. This is the room.
Oh, wow, he's
Is he gaming?
He's gaming.
He's playing
He's
on
gaming,
vacation. I
he's
love
gaming.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All 19-year-old boys from South Bombay, that's what they do. They
I
take
know,
Wait, he
yeah.
took his. Did Mikhail take his like PS4 or 5 along with him?
everything. His bag is one underwear and everything is electronic. Wires,
That way he one upped you. Like you only carried the underwear, but he also carries the game.
No, we share one underwear.
Oh,
Thank God for him.
Today he's wearing it and he gets
Yeah.
the game.
Notice, boys, I've covered the merchandise. Huh? I'm so ashamed of it.
Cyrus.
I'm wearing a pillow. That's what I'm
Oh
wearing.
yeah,
You look at this.
Pillowcase.
Today we are also wearing
Yes.
the merch.
correct. Yeah,
What are you saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't get the laptop. Everybody's doing their own thing. The laptop is with Maya.
That's okay. No
So I can't
problem.
fine.
see.
Why don't you take
Naveen-
over Mikhail's PlayStation and do?
Yes,
stream us
Naveen
on the
also
PlayStation?
got his merch just now.
What is he? Oh, good.
It's Putin. Only Putin. It says.
Designed by Putin.
No, it
And
says
it's-
Putin.
Yeah.
He's just Putin.
Wow.
Put in this on afterwards.
Putin
Siddharth-
over his heart because that's what
Siddharth-
Putin is for Naveen.
Siddharth doesn't have a shirt.
Yes.
I mean, he has a shirt, but he doesn't
No,
have a
I'm-
He has clothes. Yeah.
He's got
I haven't-
pants.
I haven't sold out yet.
Yeah. Siddharth, can you quickly draw IVM onto your T-shirt with
Or
white?
over your head, just use
Yeah,
a
no,
knife
yeah, yeah,
on your
anything.
forehead.
carve it.
Siddharth on your
Yeah,
forehead,
anything
but
to do.
no more
Exactly.
loyalty. Really. Yeah. You'll have to reverse draw it as mirror effect. If I know that.
Yes.
Cyrus, people are saying you have avoided the Maharashtra political drama right now. What do you think
I'm
about
not
it?
sure what's happening. At the moment, it's still hanging on a thread, right? He's not following.
Yes.
It is still hanging on a thread.
How many
but-
MLS do you have
but
with you
it-
right now?
Hold up in your hotel.
Ah.
Nice. It seems like they're handing on
Can I-
thread, but
can
it
I
does
just
seem
ask you
like
a
he's
question?
giving up. It
No,
does
but
seem like
Mawali-
he is calling it quits, no?
No, but one second. I want to ask Siddharth this question. I think he's the right guy. Also, he's got Maharashtrian antecedents. Let him answer the question. Because Eknath Shinde, and I come from a legal family, like 3 generations of lawyers. So I totally understand the thinking. So he says his loyalty is to Bala Sahib, not to the
Yeah.
next generation. Now, technically, as an Indian, this is a very bold and authentic statement to hear. It's a progressive statement,
Yes.
is it not? We've been called all kinds of things, cohorts, nepotists, this, that, and the other. So I'm saying, why are we finding this a negative statement? This is a fantastically
Yeah.
progressive statement, right, Siddharth?
Deviation
Yeah.
from dynasty.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is exactly why Uddhav packed his bags and went to Matoshri because he was afraid that Mr. Shinde is going to take over his home.
He never left Matushri because, as I tell you, Maharashtrians, I'm surrounded by all. He has to pay for the electricity anyway there. while he was at Varsha. So why waste it? So he was there 50% of the time. This is a fact. You can check it out. Yeah.
But realistically, I'm sure even in Matosri, the electricity is being paid by the BLC.
Look at Mr. Logic over here.
While they were in the opposition, that would not be right, brother. That would not be right.
But right now, though, for sure.
There's the limit to Jugaad, really.
I mean, yes. But I don't think Shiv Sena people are paying for electricity ever. Anyone from Shiv Sena family has some Jugaad.
What a generalization.
I get. This is, I think, hey, right now they have less power. I can say whatever I want.
What a fantastic piece of philosophy. Less power.
You know which hotel to go to.
That's the phrase, yeah. Oof, ouch. Yeah.
Cyrus, we were just about to discuss that there's a sex ban at the FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. If you're caught having a one-night stand, you can face jail time.
So even as a fan, even as a player, if you're visiting Qatar for the FIFA World Cup, you cannot have sex.
Because Middle Eastern country,
unless you're a couple
hardcore.
already.
Ask Navin, what about the 7-8% who are gay and like each other and they are players? What about them?
Super frowned upon. You will be
If
prosecuted.
they are at FIFA, then they're the wrong kind of gays. You know what I'm saying? Just go to Rio at the carnival, man. Fucking go fuck over there.
Just because honestly, what prejudices have come out of the gay closet now?
Okay, no, first of all, you're saying a gay person will go to FIFA, to Qatar, knowingly, and then there's a sex ban. Count me in. Yes, excited for this football game. 12 men kicking a ball. Why not?
Here's my 2-bit observation. The liberal Navin Noronha, while opening the doors of liberalism as far as homosexuality goes, shuts everything else down. You abuse footballers, you abuse jocks, you abuse foreigners who come there, you abuse the entire prostitute world that makes money during
I support Navin. Please don't play sport. There are plenty of other things to do in the world.
Yeah.
But you realize he's a right-winger who's gay. I'm very scared of him now. He's exactly
That's okay.
the guy in Pune that
It's
he was
all a right-winger though.
Extreme, but
It's representation.
I'll take it.
Yeah. It's sort of a compliment, I guess. Yeah.
I'm saying for the 7-8% you're still considerate towards Cyrus for some reason.
Yes.
I would say so far when like 377 happened in 2018 and everybody assumes we never had sex before that either in this country. So unless they're having like cameras installed everywhere, people are going to boink and just like two footballers struggling for a ball itself is a grinding moment that they're already having. So you know what, spin it that way.
Yeah.
Or also, dude, like a lot of these players, at least initially, right, when you get into sports or when you get into like even comedy and all, it is big part of it is for girls or for sex or what have you.
Wow.
Right?
So is that why you got into comedy, Antariksh?
Silverie admits making no money in comedy for 4 years, but he did masturbate twice in public.
Yes, that's what. Yes, but no, a huge part for being a nationally renowned player. I imagine if you're single, is like, man, I can get laid easily. That's a great plus point, right?
Or in terms of Ronaldo.
So I think for Indian footballers, the aim should be still to just reach the World Cup, and then we'll talk about the ladies chasing.
Kind of glad our viewership is less today.
But it comes. No, I would imagine they think it's a part and parcel of it.
Did it work for you,
it's a huge appeal.
Antariksh?
No.
Okay. I guess that answers that question.
Yeah, like Hamisha just summed up the entire thing. I broke a bed in Dubai. Qatar is nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Abbas,
Qatar is a little more progressive.
Siddharth is not saying anything about this whole prostitution subject. That's very close to his heart.
Prostitution subject.
There is no
Qatar is prohibiting people from having sex.
People can have sex voluntarily also, you know.
What I'm really interested in knowing is why have they banned it? Is it because of the fact that abstinence helps the game?
No, so in Qatar,
Qatar is stringent Islamic rules, so that's why.
They're trying to be respectful to, because it's the first time in
a Middle Eastern country.
Yeah, the Middle Eastern
country. If they catch you having sex, then the closing ceremony is a wedding.
I'm worried.
Mass wedding.
Man, you better be sure you like your partner. Yeah.
I'm worried they've divided the hetero and homosexual communities into leg Qatar and off Qatar. That's my only worry.
Okay.
God. But it's a FIFA.
Just to bring Siddharth back. He's more cricket lover than football lover. I had to bring him back here. That one delivery has brought him back into the fold. Welcome back, Siddharth.
100. Thank you. Because normally what happens is that all of these coaches and they actually force abstinence on sports teams.
Yeah.
But that old hat, Sid bhai, that's old hat now. Now they don't follow it. The boxers, the Olympic athletes, all that in the old days. Now not so much. Some still do. I don't. Before the podcast, I don't have sex. Okay, primarily because nobody wants to have sex
We're
with
glad.
me, but also to save my energy.
And also after
But
the
also-
podcast.
During the podcast, I do.
In the Olympics.
You may
In the
notice the pillow.
In the Olympics, they give
Now
out
it's super,
condoms.
yeah,
right?
it's so rampant now. Players having sex with each other is so rampant in the Olympics. They actually give out condoms.
They
now.
distribute condoms to the players at the Olympics.
Yeah.
The athletes.
But may I just say that the Olympics has lots of people from different genders. All the 32 genders are represented. Here
That's
you have
true.
just these
FIFA's
bunch of
only
jocks
one.
generally who all look like each other after some time with the same uniforms, etc. It's a bit more, it's less entertaining for the variety of society that's out there in terms of sexuality. But they're losing commerce because every time you have a big tournament, you make a lot of money as a country through sex. The vendors, not just that provide the sexual thing, but everything around it.
I think Qatar is not struggling for money. I think they're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the
I don't
government
think they
officials there have their own dark secrets. It's not like everybody's
for
upright.
sure. That
Yeah.
is a very common thing. Right?
Yeah.
People in
Imagine
power.
all
They
this
don't
oil.
care.
I like the way
all
Abbas,
this oil and no
Yeah.
lubrication. You know what I'm saying?
I like the way 5 of us are judging everybody. That's the best part. They have that
That's what the show
we, of
is.
course,
It's our right.
I was called right winger 5
Yeah.
minutes ago.
with love, Navin bhai. Navin bhai, with love. With love from
Yeah,
Espanol.
With love, I'll take
Hispania.
everything. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Do you
Can
want
I
to
tell you,
one
I've eaten no vegetables at all in the last 7 days. It'll be tough
That's
for me to come back
amazing.
to your country.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
today-
Your country,
That's
okay.
I almost took a pickle because there was lots of pickle in the salad bar area and all that. And I said, why waste it? Yeah, unnecessarily just for show to have that on your plate. Yeah, that's
Okay.
ridiculous.
So
Yeah.
now, how long have you been there? Like 5 days? Has it been 5 days already?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
7.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 days.
Okay, so 6. What is
Where
the
are
best
you?
thing you've had now
Where
in
are you
6 days?
exactly?
What is the best thing you've had?
I'm in a place called how do you pronounce it, Mikhail? Marbella,
Marbella.
but it's pronounced
That's
Marbella.
almost sounds like a gali, but not quite.
It's like pie.
So
Yeah.
then you have to
the,
say
like,
teri.
Ma
Without
benga.
teri, you have to say
Teri
teri
ma
first.
bhaiya?
You know,
Yeah, correct. You have to say teri. Correct.
That's
yeah.
simple Spanish.
Wow,
Anyone will teach
That's
you.
racist
You
also.
say teri, then they start hitting you.
Teri
Yeah. Yeah. But
Oh, yeah,
so
No, for the last 6 days now, what have you had? The best thing, like steaks.
I've eaten non-stop. I don't want to mention that it's against
There are a lot of
the law in many
oysters there.
states in India. That food, and
Yes.
I've just eaten carnivore diet like Tristan Lee, the guys you follow. I know all you guys follow Tristan Lee, the bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
course.
pure carnivore
aware.
diet.
Are you still trying? Are you still managing to work out there?
French fries every day. Today we had a superb workout. There's only a Smith machine, limited weights. But me and my
Eating
son,
French fries every day.
then these two really pretty girls came and they started doing this hip thrusting on the Smith. Which is very sexual. They lie on the bench. on
Today
their back.
Antariksh enlightened us that Indians have broader hips than the rest of the world, according to Antariksh.
Yeah.
That's
I believe
Silverie, you're speaking about yourself and your big bloody
Yeah.
coat that covers your hip.
That's what I
Wait,
said.
Yeah,
I
exposing
generalize
the
everything
truth.
based on my own understanding of my own life.
Yeah,
That's what I do. Yeah.
your
But
hips
what
don't
happened-
lie, no doubt about that. Yeah, leave
What
us out
happened
of
with
that.
the two women who came? What happened with them?
I was trying to tell you a story, but you bunch of gay men.
I know.
That 5 sentences.
So
over.
I
when I said
apologize.
two hot women, you started talking amongst yourselves. So I don't know what again.
Two hot
I will
women
read
and
my
one
pride.
bench.
Navin
What?
has
No, he
poisoned the
remembered
challenge.
something else hot, which is my hips.
Yeah. He just has that for reference right now.
No, but anyway, coming back. So I don't. Do you guys like buffets?
Yeah,
Very
love
much so.
buffets.
Love buffets.
What kind
Once
are
you
we
get
talking?
used to a buffet, how can you go back to eating normally? Because you can just
That is true.
everything is there. There's so much choice and there's so much of so much. You know,
Yeah.
it just spoils you completely. And I'm going to miss that a lot. We go back home and you just get one anda. You know, it's ridiculous.
Shake the murgi a little longer, you'll get more.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I've been shaking for 26 years. Nothing comes out, Naveen.
That's what he said.
I'm bad
But,
in Qatar, by the way.
You are?
For your one night stand.
No, yeah.
Review.
For the highlights
Yeah.
of my show involve a lot
Yeah.
of these acts, unfortunately.
It's like
Yeah.
you watch me stand for one night on one feed.
I wish I could stand. I'm 50 now. It's tough, bro. Okay, I can
Not-
see awkward
not
pause. The show is
My
ended.
Talk
sympathies.
about
Thanks for
the Elon
joining.
Musk issue. No,
Yeah.
no, please stay. I mean, can you stay?
Oh, stay? I can stay.
Haan,
I can
then stay
pretend to
now.
go. What do you want? I'll do either. Yeah.
No, you go but pretend to stay. I think that's.
We'll do one more topic,
Yeah.
then we'll go to the AMAs.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Done.
up next is Elon Musk and his daughter.
And the daughter, the transgender daughter.
Yes,
Siddharth's
she is
speciality.
trying. She is trying to
Break
so
away
basically-
from the
yes,
Elon Musk name.
break away from Elon Musk's name and not change
So
her
she's
last name
ashamed of him, right?
Basically.
Is that the point?
Yes, that's
she's
exactly
ashamed
it.
to associate.
because
I think somebody has to
yeah,
make.
please, sorry.
Yeah, somebody has to make a movie on Elon Musk. Yeah. He is
It's-
such
yeah,
an
it's up to
interesting
life, though,
character.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
what a
think he's kind
life.
of a prickly character. Like you either really like him or hate him. You know, he gets that kind of reaction from people.
From his own
If you
family,
know.
apparently. Yeah,
Yeah,
he gets the
yeah.
reaction.
Yeah, no,
But-
he's-
So basically, what is happening is this is all assumption because his lawyers or his side hasn't commented on this. But the assumption is that she is highly against her father because he is voting Republican, or at least publicly saying that I will vote Republican next time because Republican policies are better for business, according to Elon Musk. But Republican policies are also trying to cancel
But that's-
a lot of transgender rights, which is a big
that
problem.
fair?
For
Is that
people.
fair to say, or that's just a generic thing that the liberals and the Democrats are the more liberal and hence always left supporting and agree to all the woke business that there is in the world? But there's enough Republicans who are also like that. I don't think it's like cut and dry completely across the board.
Sure, but I think that's the kind of crisis that the world is facing, right? Where the kids do not align with whatever their parents
Sure.
believe. But that has been happening since time immemorial, right?
What I'm trying to say is she's trying to overvalue the position he's taken. It's almost like she wants to be heard. It's more like a personal thing with her dad.
Oh,
And she's using this
yes,
issue
that could be.
for, it seems to me it's not really that big an issue. That he wants to vote Republican is not because he's against transgender rights.
No,
You see,
but
that's a big
he has
leap.
also made it's basically there's a famous tweet
So,
that has now become viral again
yeah.
about him saying, I absolutely support trans, but all these pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare. So things
What is
like
wrong
him
with
saying,
that?
no,
What
he
is
might,
wrong? Navin doesn't get offended if you tell him
he
that.
might have
what
a
is wrong
point.
with that?
He might have a point, but seeing this for his daughter might seem like, oh, my father is absolutely not. He's making fun of this. You don't want that if you're personally dealing with
Yeah,
something
let's
so
talk about
difficult.
that. I agree with that thinking completely that the pronouns sometimes are a little ridiculous and difficult to accept and understand, but doesn't mean you're against someone expressing themselves any way they want to.
Sure,
That's
but
absolutely their business. We have no
Yeah.
right to tell them how to live.
Yeah, I think what usually happens, especially with public celebrity outings, for example, and in that case, many ways, I think Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are actually golden examples of how to handle it. Like when their kids came out, they did not have a knee-jerk reaction. What a lot of times what happens is like kids expect their parents to immediately accept them, or at least publicly say that this is fine.
Right,
While someone like Elon Musk, who's already on a pedestal,
right.
and his whole fan base is dude bros who are like jizzing all
Yeah.
over the fact that he's on Joe Rogan for some time.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of like there's a disconnect, and that's okay. I don't think any parent loves their child lesser in the current climate.
No, but
Times have
you guys
changed.
are painting him wrong.
No, I'm
He's
not. I'm
the
actually
top rhino
I'm
in-
making the most
No, but
sense right
my
now on
point-
his side also.
Okay.
Is that
Go on, go on.
that I'm agreeing that there might be a problem with Elon Musk, not understanding pronouns for that matter, and putting on Twitter is a whole different ball game, right? That's like your inner thoughts are out there, right? But when your child, for example, that's the whole reason why so many people say that I hope when you're homophobic towards me, I hope your child turns out to be gay, because then you won't know how to deal with them, because these are the opinions you have towards people, right? And that's happened so many times with my homophobes, is that like they have queer kids themselves, and that's the best comeback you can have in history, right? So if Elon Musk's child is saying, okay, this is what I think is a better world for me and my generation to live, then it's okay to listen. At least listen, you know what I'm saying? But from where this whole fan base comes is a lot of no, fuck you, we won't listen only. Your adjectives don't matter, your pronouns don't matter,
Yeah.
Right.
your gender doesn't matter, there are two genders. So when you say these things, that's when it becomes both left and right are hating at each other without having any clarity about what the issue is. In fact, Yahoo reported about this and used the wrong pronouns the entire article. Like
For the daughter.
Elon Musk's daughter says he won't
Sorry to
connect with the
laugh. That's the problem.
he won't connect with
Yeah.
the fathers because he is tired. I'm like, dude, that's the most basic thing. She
Right.
won't, yaar.
Right.
That's not even they, them, or they, them, or whatever
Right.
you're
Right.
complaining about, right? So it's just that kind of courtesy. And Yahoo,
Can I come back?
Sure.
Sometimes we're disguising the micro argument and the macro argument get mixed up a little bit when it comes to family. Okay, so you use all these issues sometimes because there's just a basic disconnect between a father and a daughter.
Correct.
It's not really about
yeah,
what her
and it's
sexuality
playing out
is.
for the world to
He's not-
see. Yeah.
He's not yeah. So I'm just wondering
Right.
whether, it's lost in that, because it's actually just that. They need to talk more and figure out why they're disconnecting in some way. And then she also, rebel at that age or whatever and say, I don't want this fame and name.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's not thinking straight, no pun intended.
Yeah,
So
so
I think the second issue about where he stands and all that, I don't think it's a big... I think he very much supports his daughter. I don't think he's one of those guys who's turned his back on his child or anything like that.
So
But
could it-
anyway.
But he also
So-
has a child as a name as a formula or something. So he's not very conventional, is he?
This is not that child. This is the one.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
the one.
yeah,
crying.
that's-
Yeah.
This is not that.
Yeah. No,
No,
this is the one
I mean,
crying.
That child is like barely 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. With
I
times.
think it has hit the nail on the head. Let's face it, that's as neutral as you can get. If you start naming, your kid like a wall or something, I mean, that's it, man. I mean, he wins now. You can't point fingers.
My idea is that this Elon Musk, he may be whatever great. He's doing great things for humanity and sending us to space and all. But there is this sense of he's a provocateur. Okay, he wants to
100%.
put out
100%.
polarizing stuff on Twitter just so he gets a reaction.
Yeah, he
It
wants to
comes
be the
naturally
Tony
to him. There's no
Stark
doubt
of the
about
real
it.
So he's
world.
a troll.
Yeah.
He's basically
If
a
you
troll.
look at-
Yeah, which
He's
is
well endowed.
bizarre to
Yeah.
me.
His corporate conferences, he's a provocateur. He's just picking
Yeah,
getting
but
under your
that's
skin.
bizarre
and all.
to me.
That's
Then
his style.
why? It's not style. It's sometimes it borders on stupidity.
My favorite thing about the whole Twitter thing was like, no matter how much he buys Twitter, whatever, that one photo of him where he was bald before he got his hair
yes,
really
never
done.
gonna go away.
Never gonna go away. Like, internet will never let loose. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very famous.
As
Yeah.
a-
I
Anyway, that
don't know how
Twitter
everyone's
thing,
seen that. Correct.
I heard it fell through because IVM was attached to Twitter in the sale, and then he finally said no.
Actually, space was more like
but it's
no.
not fallen through. It's actually still going ahead. It's not fallen through.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we backed
Because,
out.
yeah, we-
IVM backed out. We've got so many buyers.
Yeah, we got so many people buying our merch.
Yeah,
But like,
Correct.
I'm also like seeing
Barcelona.
my favorite trip nowadays is to go on YouTube and see all the Tesla car fails, because all we've seen for the past few years is like Tesla this, Tesla that. You go to sleep, the car drives, blah blah blah. But then, like, when in case of an accident, the car shuts down, dude. The car traps you inside. So unless there's an external little, and then people are like, oh, I have to go to YouTube and watch a video that is one ad first, then 10 minutes of explanation, and then how do I escape this situation? That's my favorite.
And don't start me off on his dodgy support for bitcoins or the entire crypto universe. That's up and down again.
They are facing a
Yeah.
major lawsuit right now because of Dogecoin, because of Elon Musk and supposedly Tesla's support of Dogecoin also. They're saying that they basically defrauded all these people who lost their money in Dogecoin, because Elon kept saying, oh, Dogecoin. People listen to
He's like
Elon.
a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
So people listen to
Something
Elon
in
and they
that.
invest in Dogecoin, and then it fucking crashes.
So
And all
here's
people lost
a
money.
question, right? Here's a question. If you actually met Elon Musk, any one of us meets Elon Musk in a lift or in a room, would you know what to say to somebody like him? Well, just if you have to have a conversation. Yeah, but
I'd be like, my big worry with him is that you've never mentioned cricket. You're a South African. What the hell's wrong with you? Either rugby or cricket could have come
For
up
me,
once in your
it's cricket.
conversation. And not once have I heard
in my
all
entire
this talk about Doji coin and Poji coin. What about the game? South Africa is struggling at the grassroots. Do something about that, man.
Yeah.
No,
Must put your money where it's needed.
For me,
Yeah,
it's
he
like
just-
that the screenshot that has gone viral of the singer Abhijit. कि सर आपकी आवाज में बहुत सुंदरता है लेकिन आदमी सुअर हो.
I will ask him about. See, I don't think anyone's.
Ouch.
Yeah, and Abhijit is actually a piece of shit. He's actually gone and said
So
some
I'm like,
horrible
yeah,
shit,
you
yeah.
may be a great guy with a great mind, but dude, you're this edgy
Yeah.
thing that you're
I think
doing.
I would ask
I
him
cannot
about.
abuse Abhijit. Abhijit
No, I'm talking about Elon
on the
Musk.
Lucknow highway. I have peed on a Lucknow highway with
Another
Abhijit
guy who
and
got
Shan.
hair
It was
weaving
one of
done, by
great
the way.
moments.
Who?
He also got hair
Yeah.
weaving done.
Abhijit?
Yeah.
No, I'm
The
happy.
Abhijit Shan and me took a pee break in Lucknow once while in a long
Came
drive.
back with hair.
And he started singing.
Yeah.
He started singing while peeing, while holding little Abhijit. And then being the senior singer, she made Shan join in. So let's say, I can't remember the song. Let's say, ऐसा गीत गाओ कि आरज़ू जगाओ अगर तुम कहो.
Did you all
And he's doing all the inflections and all.
synchronize your streams?
No. Listen. We couldn't stop. We were all holding ourselves until Maestro finished the whole song. You don't understand. It was the most uniquely stupid, absurd moment of my life.
Imagine like in case of the music intro, your pee starts flowing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He
But
finishes
the
one
thing is
verse,
that was-
everyone thinks it's done, and then he starts another one like, damn, you're still hold hands.
Now
It
everybody
was
shit
something like that,
also.
Silverie.
Yeah.
We were all drinking and all that, so
Yeah.
fair enough. But the point is that you couldn't just walk away while we said, he wanted everyone to join in.
Yeah.
And he just mid-pee, he stopped the pee and got into the song, and he was in his own world and all that. And Shan was looking at me and I was looking at him. It was so funny, I can't tell
It's
you.
like golden performance with golden showers. You know?
Oh,
Good
my
times.
God.
Golden shower, but I must say he held his notes, drunk or not. All
Oh.
said and done.
But
Cool.
talking
Of
about Elon
course,
Musk, I don't think anyone's asked Elon Musk about the Amber Heard thing, because he came up in that case.
Yeah,
I
with the
think
photos.
he did.
Yeah,
and the
exactly. And
accusations.
the SMSs and all. also.
Somebody's
Yeah.
like his embryo was in her and the
What?
baby is his only.
Oh, what?
Yeah, a lot of the
I
whole
think
case was a
all his
fiasco.
dates have failed when he's mentioned the names he wants to call the future children. I think that's where the women run. You
Yeah,
know?
correct.
He started to dial up
Yeah.
modem for a baby.
Mm.
I'll just
Okay,
find it
guys.
so difficult.
Alright.
Yeah.
Shall we EMA?
Yes, we
Before
should.
we
Sorry,
go
Sid,
to
go
the
But just
AMA,
an
idea. No.
Yeah,
No,
go
let
ahead,
him finish his
Siddharth.
point. Abbas, he's
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
something.
yeah.
What's it?
No, I'm just saying that I'll probably think he's a robot or something. I have no idea
Elon.
what to say to him. They'll
I
just
think,
be uncomfortable.
can I just say, don't you
Yeah.
think it's all a little bit of an act? The way he talks, the way this is a polished act for 25 years. It's not something new. So his style of talking, the South African meets America meets, I'm really not interested in my talk. The way he pitches his voice and all that, it's all a style. It's very stylized for me. I feel like an act. I'm watching a performer performing. I don't think he's very
But
relaxed.
again, it's all
setting.
about personal branding and how that helps. Like Siddharth was just telling
It
us
is.
about Baba Ramdev and what he did, right? Like he also has like a particular thing, and then he got big through that.
Have you
And
ever
got
seen
his
Baba
business
Ramdev in a
bigger.
suit? He's in
So
a
it's
suit
like
14, 18 hours a day.
Elon
Nobody
Musk.
sees that. Because they brand him so well that he's always running
Antariksh
around
just
doing yoga,
equated
asanas,
Baba Ramdev,
positions.
Elon Musk, yeah, they're
Elon
the
Musk
same
and
person.
Baba
yeah.
Baba
Ramdev.
Ramdev is this.
Before we go to the AMAs, I just want to share some pics that our fans have shared wearing the merch. So
Wow.
if we can have that on the screen.
Yes.
Um,
We should run a whole hour of that.
RD
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Harvesh.
Wow.
RD,
RD
what
and
happened to your
Harvesh
hand?
Prasad.
They both the same
the injury is
t-shirt.
unrelated to the
Guys,
merch.
guys, I hope those are different t-shirts and not the same t-shirt that you guys are sharing.
So yeah, if you
But
want
if you are
to
living together, peace and love.
if you want to get the mug, please go to the IVM website and click on
Did
the
you say
shop
merc?
tab. I did say mug.
He said
He said merc.
The
Merc
merc
with
with the
merch.
mouth.
You want a mercenary?
Merch, huh?
Merch
with the
चाहिए.
Yeah.
Now you see how difficult it is to speak without making mistakes of us. Now you see.
Go to
Silverie,
the,
Yes.
we need you to run the show. I can't trust this.
No,
Abbas
it's
that's
fine.
not happening.
It's fine.
Very
Back and forth and all, we can't go all the time.
go to the shop tab and it'll redirect you to get your t-shirts. And I am also wearing one today. So is
Yes.
Silverie and
I'm wearing the
So it's
red
kind
colored
of,
merc. I'm wearing this.
Naveen.
I'm not doing
Cool.
anything.
Let's go to the AMAs.
AMS.
You wanna do the first one?
Yeah, man.
Sure.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
First AMA question comes in from Sara Lama.
Oh,
And she says, I minored in philosophy because of Cyrus's nose digging joke during his MTV days. I think the joke went, Confucius said, he who digs his nose is disgusting, but he who digs someone else's nose is worse.
The freelancer, the Chinese and Indians, we know about freelancing more than anybody else. There's no question. Yeah.
that was more of a comment than a question.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
wanted
it
to.
is, it
I
is.
actually just wanted
It's a
to
tribute.
read.
It's a
Remind
tribute
people
to
that
either
Sara
my
Lama
greatness
exists.
Sarah is
stupidity.
minored in philosophy.
Yes.
I can't wait to
Do
go
you,
home
do you
and dig
think
my
nose
nose.
digging is? Do you think nose digging is like if somebody yawns, you feel like yawning as well? Like you see
Yeah,
somebody.
no,
digging
no,
his
all this
nose.
talk
I
is
don't-
right now getting
no.
to me.
No, I just think, Siddharth, we underrate these activities because they've got this shame attached to them.
Yeah.
But it gives you so much pleasure to dig your nose sometimes. Let's be honest, there's not a person in
That
the
is
world
true.
who's not dug their nose. They're
Yeah.
lying.
I once
It's
knew
like
a
a
guy
good tea. A
who
good
would
tea
dig
is
his nose
underrated.
like
Don't you
this.
feel great?
He would do this and then dig his nose. And I'm like, you're making it way more obvious now. Then over the years, people have taught me things, okay? Like if hospitality people will tell you, like, use a Q-tip, put a tissue on top of it, make a little ball, and then go and all that. I'm like, yeah, finger is the best.
Yeah.
Dude.
What if he was hiding his face because he was also eating his booger? Because people do that.
Yeah, it's like,
Thanks.
where's the person? I
Yeah.
don't know.
There's no booger, guys. I wasn't digging my nose.
You had
It's
to
not
take
there.
it that far.
But it.
You
It's
went
fine.
He is the one who's eating the booger,
I
not me.
slightly-
Man.
I have a different take. I think that if people have these pleasures, they don't become Osama bin Ladens and terrorists and evil politicians and killer statesmen. If they just relax and enjoy their lives and do the little things are taken away from them, and then
Oh.
they say, kill village, destroy community.
So you're
entire
saying
caste must
you're
die.
saying be
Why?
careful in
It's both.
Qatar, FIFA players, because you're
Yeah.
taking away some little things.
Don't dig your nose or anything else.
Yeah. Don't insert.
But you can dig somebody else's.
No, don't.
No,
Nose,
somebody
nose.
else also is absolutely forgiven. Sorry.
Oh,
forbidden.
sorry.
Yeah.
Confucius, not tell me truth. Next.
All right. Next comes in from
Oh,
Kamal Sethi,
okay.
who says, "Why is Cyrus wearing a blanket? It must be cold if Cyrus, who finds
No,
15
no.
degrees Celsius warm, is wearing a blanket."
No, I'll tell you. I'm wearing my underwear, dirty torn shorts and all that, which I can't show you. So I'm just
Please.
in case by mistake, because the phone shakes, and otherwise you always shout at me, and my wife will shout at me, and all that, and I have to be careful. So I'm, for the safety of the person watching an audio program, which they shouldn't be, that's a paradox, I am covering myself with this pillow.
Just admit
Otherwise
that
it's-
seeing us from Bombay makes you happy. Just say
Yeah,
that.
in case I get excited, Naveen, seeing you, the truth will come out. I've been gay all my life. No one knows it.
I
So
knew
now
it
my
all along,
lack of
Cyrus.
statistics with the women is to be blamed on my sexuality and not my performance.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Me and
Oh.
your mom knew it all along.
I tell you, Naveen, I'm a boy magnet. You put me anywhere in the world. In Spain, I find male friends. I go to the gym and they come and talk to me and things like that.
You should say
But
boy.
never
You should say
female.
male only. You shouldn't say boy. It's-
Cyrus, did you get recognized in
Sorry,
Spain?
male boys. Yeah. But they say coolie. Either out. Yeah, things like that.
The next one.
That's a racist comment. Never say that.
This one's from Shavik Bakchi. It's for Siddharth actually. My girlfriend got into Mica. She told me the significance of Chota Canteen. Siddharth, can you please share a memorable Chota Canteen story?
There was a there's a student of mine who started fighting with me in class and kept fighting with me, and the class was over. He kept walking with me to Chota Canteen. I ordered food. He was still fighting with me. And then he went and somebody captured this
Okay.
on camera. Like, here's a guy. Chota Canteen is really incredible. I hope that if she is single, she'll meet somebody.
Shobit
It's
just
got
said my
story.
girlfriend.
It's Love Street. You're saying
that
it's actually a
person.
love street.
Okay, talking about that person.
Yeah,
You
so
go and find out.
if it's my girlfriend, then he needs to watch out.
Why is she still in the canteen? though?
From fights to love, everything you'll find in Chota Canteen.
Yeah.
But
So the thing about the college canteens in India is either they have one dish which is really good and memorable,
or all
or something
bad.
which is really bad. It's always that, right? You always have
I've
that one
been to
signature
bad
bad
ones.
or good.
I
My
had some
college
bad
had the
ones.
worst canteen.
Which college was it?
St. Francis
Okay.
Institute of Technology. It's improved now apparently, but we used to go to the management college across the street. So you had to walk entire campus, cross the road, and go to the management college canteen because they had the lollipops and the masala maggies and all.
Oh, nice.
And all we had was one uncle would get cold stuff from the morning his wife would make and then put them on a tray and just like he 10 rupees for the chicken lollipop, 5 rupees for the fly with it. Just consume it. That was the life. Ugh. Stephen uncle, I hate
Although
it.
I've been called chicken lollipop all the time in my life.
Oh.
Because it's a
don't do
compliment.
cards,
Because of your legs.
Your legs.
Of course.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, the next one comes from
Oh,
Meghnad.
shit.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Meghnad says,
Things we can
Cyrus,
do
do you
with
think it's time for MLS to be auctioned like IPL players?
Oh,
That's so funny. I don't know if it happens elsewhere in the world, how it happens in India. We had that famous resort in Bangalore when the Karnataka assemblies were going mad.
Yeah.
We have a few here in Maharashtra. It's just so funny how they disappear and then they are captured like a tribe and they seem to be suffering in a 7-star golfing scenario.
Yeah, they're filming The Bachelor as if.
It's so hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's worried. Oh, numbers are good. These guys are having a great time. Room service, girls, parties, disco, golf, which they've not played ever in their life. It's just, Eagleton. That's the name. Eagleton. I want to just go take
Golf.
pictures with Eagleton in the background. Yeah. They are auctioned. What do you think? Siddharth, you tell us. Doesn't money change hands to make people stay or go? I mean, let's be honest.
I'm telling you, I still don't know who I voted for in the Maharashtra elections. That's what I was telling these guys. I have no
Yeah.
idea who. Do you know who you voted for, Cyrus?
Not
See,
at all.
it doesn't matter because the end result was a googly.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah,
voted
exactly.
BJP and then Shiv Sena came to power, but you won, but yet you lost. You see, there's no point to it. And then if you voted Shiv Sena and they were supposed to be together, so what happened there with the result in any case? And now when you turn the result around again, did you win at the end because you lost initially? I don't know.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
only safe bet is if you vote independent and you lose and it's clear and you can just go quietly home.
It's like one of those
Otherwise,
situations
okay.
where you're in a line and the line goes slow. Then you go on the next line, the other line moves forward.
Yeah.
That's what these guys are just
Yeah.
jumping the
So
lines
if-
right now.
Yeah, if
It's
you
a good
could,
one.
if you could buy a politician into your party,
Who would you buy?
Who would you buy? Yeah.
Shashi Tharoor, I want companionship.
Sure.
Shashi Tharoor first. We can chat, man. We'll chat about anything. Come on, it'll be great fun.
I want Nirmala
You know what? A
Sitharaman.
politician who's going to lecture you.
Because you want to.
In a
Barack
bad way.
Obama.
She looks like she makes great puliogre.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Siddharth went for the big one. He said Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
But he's
that is racist, Siddharth.
I don't
You
care.
can't
man.
you
I
can't
don't care.
auction black people anymore.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Players you can. Players. Akin to players, guys. That's
Yeah,
Oh.
Gale is okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Akin to-
Get a
Did
Chris
you see
Gale.
the picture of Vijay Malia and Chris Gale
yeah.
together?
It was amazing.
No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
Vijay Malia shared a picture of
Vijay
meeting
Malia
Chris
is
Gale.
doing Modi
Right now?
doppelganger outside. of
Wait, right
India.
now? It's
A couple of days ago,
Just
like
like-
yesterday or day before.
Yesterday, yeah.
A picture taken recently?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Alive and well and kicking.
Yes.
One second, let me understand this. Interpol and RAW and everybody else, all the big agencies in India can't find Vijay Mallya.
Yes.
Chris Gayle, Jamaican, goes for a holiday, goes for a walk or a jog with his dog, and Mallya and him are taking pictures.
Yes.
Just to know. All right.
Yeah. Show it to the camera.
That's a
It's a recent
It's
picture.
a very terrible
that
way to
one.
show this, but that's Vijay Mallya on the
On the left.
left.
Chris
yes.
Gayle looks higher.
Is it true? Chris Gayle asked him, "Show me the money," or is that just a joke?
Oh, there you go. It's a much clearer picture.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
He's lost weight,
He
Vijay
looks
Mallya.
like Snoop
That's what
Dogg,
running
man.
away
Yeah,
from
looks
the
like Snoop
authorities.
Dogg.
Yeah, Vijay Mallya looks exactly like Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg's blunt roller.
You think
That's
it's
how he's
changed
making money, guys, now.
You got a raise, congrats.
$40,000.
You got a raise.
You think the world has changed and now Chris Gayle is buying Vijay Mallya?
That's possible, yes.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Like, okay, so since, we're about to end only, but since the Amber Heard thing happened, right? Amber Heard has now lost that case and she owes like a lot of
Hey,
money.
you're wearing a t-shirt.
No.
You're only wearing a t-shirt.
Only? No.
Because I'm wearing his jacket.
I'm wearing
The
wearing
merch.
the
No
merch.
t-shirt.
The murk. I'm wearing the murk.
But you're not wearing a
Stop
double
showing
shirt
your
on
hips.
top.
Sit down.
It's a miracle.
No,
It's a miracle.
I'm
So
wearing his
I was
jacket.
wearing it, but then Abbas took it from me because he's like, dude, my nipples are showing.
My
so
nipples
I
were
need to,
exposed.
And now
I need
Antariksh
to
can
wear
never
it.
wear it again.
So I was like,
Yeah.
Chance to
My-
sell the show on
yeah.
about the
Yeah,
nipples.
My
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
My-
I think
my-
Cyrus deserves
now
My
that.
jacket
they've hidden.
is hiding his
because they're
nipples.
warm now.
Cool it down.
Okay, a message from Spain, Abbas. Spain is
Yeah.
saying cover up.
But Spain also has like a lot of like a gay bear festival also called Bear Stages.
What's going on? The Pride Festival is on right now, bro.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
oiled up
Problem
men.
is, see, the difference between this world and our world, nobody gawks and stares.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys come out
Nobody
and do
cares.
something, everybody stares like some animals around. Here, it's just so normal that nobody even looks at anybody. You can come out your cleavage showing. You can be like as painted as you want. But just everybody.
You're just complaining because you're staring and everybody's like, no, don't stare,
Yeah.
don't stare. It's not a culture. I'm the same abroad. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, it's nice. It's good. Free the
Yeah,
nipple.
it's a huge shift for me
Yeah.
as an Indian who stares at everything. All right, let's round it up. It's 1 hour
Yes.
15
Yeah.
minutes.
I know.
I never got to complete my Amber Heard's thing, but okay, it's fine. Start
be
talking about
continued.
my clothes.
By the way, tomorrow is also going to be a Cock and Bull edition, so do tune in at
Yeah.
10 a.m. And with that, it's...
You're telling me,
And
right?
also just
Yes,
reiterating,
I'm telling you specifically.
just
sir.
reiterating, you can send us your email us your AMA questions on
Send-
What happened
send
to
us
the
your
fighting
email.
man?
what Cyrus
Nobody
says
told
at gmail.com. You can email your AMA questions there. And give us a review if you can on wherever you listen to your
No,
podcast.
but,
The battle
literally
is
you
still
and Abbas
on.
are supposed to go. It's going to be like Macaron and Bog,
Yeah.
going to back and forth. Or, I mean, what's going on? What
It's
happened?
still on.
Y'all are so loving.
It's only that because today
Where's
he
the
gave
war?
me his jacket, I'm nice to him. I'm like, okay, fine.
Plus,
Oh,
you're
I
not
think
here to
Eknath Shinde-
antagonize this.
Eknath Shinde effect.
Never
He just
again.
changed everything.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Just
want
pull
to
people
lose.
out and you guys become
Yeah.
friends out of necessity.
He
Yeah,
needs,
that's
he
true.
needs me. He can't let me out of his party. Basically. Yeah.
All
Alright,
right,
Remember,
guys.
he's loyal to Balasai. He's
Yes.
been very
Yeah.
correct about that. I
Yeah.
totally respect that. Why do you have to follow the next generation? That's just wrong. You shouldn't have to just follow. Makes no
You
sense.
shouldn't have to blindly follow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Congress are in the wrong right now, basically, if they're following Rahul and all and Priyanka so blindly, right?
You don't have to tell them twice, poor
Yeah,
things.
they know. They're very aware. Yes. All right.
Okay, are we
Okay,
wrapping
guys.
up?
Yes. Catch you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, Cyrus.
Lovely. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Enjoy the pride.
What a tame ending, huh? Really? This is like my sex
What
life.
do you
You know?
want to
Nobody
do?
will notice it.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
And with
Bye,
that, bye-bye.
Bye. See you guys.
Bye.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In, or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.